This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do your own research.
From UFOs to weird things we know, it's time for that paranormal, strange, phenomenal show. Biometric wars, a prison planet run by the man. It's time for the Tinfoil Canadian. Take off your hose!
Welcome, fellow foilers, as we move humanity forward as a planet, not as a nation. Today on the Tinfoil Canadian, we ask the questions: is there reptiles controlling our government? Is humanity being controlled by a shadow government made of nefarious hybrid humans and shape-shifting reptilians? Can we take our freedoms back as a species after perhaps thousands of years of slavery and semi-imprisonment? Hold on to your toques and do not lose your head. And hopefully we can all get through this news together as a species, eh?
Reptilians are real. This is for you. So 500 years ago they took over, and with the help of the Reptilians, which is another extraterrestrial race, they created the moon. The moon is hollow. It's technology. It's not real. The moon it wasn't a rock that crashed into Earth and it came out and that's the moon. No, they brought it here into the Earth's orbit using motherships. This shit is all real. The whole purpose of the moon is a soul trap. So when you die, the only light you see is the bright light of the moon. This is the biggest trick that ever done it. The biggest spell over mankind. Religion tells you go into the light. Go into the light to meet God. The truth is, you go into that light, the scientists there, they delete your soul of all his memories, they shoot back the energy back to the atmosphere. That's how fucked this world is. You don't have to believe me. When you die, do not go into the light. If you just turn around, you see all the stars, you see the suns, you see the whole cosmos, and the whole cosmos is full of life. Go to a different place, because this is one of the worst planets in the cosmos. No matter what, this is gonna sound like gibberish to some people, because I don't want the right frequency of vibration. The people who know about the reptilians, the moon is a soul harvesting center. Alright? This is how they kept our souls trapped in reincarnation. They're trapped on Earth, come back to Earth. This is how they keep souls down. Because the souls don't know, the souls haven't experienced anything else. The souls don't remember being part of a galactic tribe, don't remember being part of the Galactic Federation, don't remember any of that. So the souls are just used to this little matrix we're in. Oh, it's done. The matrix is over. It's crumbling. Do not go to the moonlight. Go reincarnate somewhere else. The other realms are much more peaceful. This planet was taken over.
Okay, now I know that was a ridiculous way to start off the show, but really, how many more people are feeling that these evil alien beings are real out there?
Everybody calls me crazy when I say a synagogue of reptilians, or when I bring up the fact that yes, shape-shifting reptilians are biblical. The Bible starts with a shape-shifting, deceptive reptilian. It ends with the same. You have David saying things like, lizards are in king's palaces. Jesus repeatedly calls the same exact group reptiles, serpents, vipers, says that they've created a den of thieves. And he only refers to one specific group in this way. So we had this incident in New York City a couple years back, and then we have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles who live in the sewers underneath New York City, and they eat pizza. I also just saw a trailer. They're coming out with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Chrome. It shows them literally morphing into Nephilim. Like they grow extra fingers and stuff and they become gigantic. But I want to show you this movie I came across on YouTube because I actually cannot believe how upfront it is.
The creatures who deceive the humans in the name of God were reptile-like aliens called Reptilians. The Reptilians liked to eat the animals of Earth and occasionally enjoyed eating human flesh too.
They brainwashed the Earthlings by using the name of God when their true intentions were to invade and overtake the Earth.
But this was a violation of the Universal Code, which states that no planet should interfere with any other planet as long as its people live with the spirit of love and harmony.
They cunningly devised a plan that would not breach the universal code.
They brainwashed individuals and used them to instigate disorder in society. This gave the Reptilians a reason to interfere. They then intended to have their compatriots immigrate to Earth so they could control the planet before the space police interfered.
I'm here to take your daughter. She has been chosen to be the next sacrifice to God. Listen well, everyone. I have a message directly from God. He wants you all to know that we are the chosen people. God has promised us endless life and everlasting youth. And now let the sacrifice begin!
That's a movie called Laws of the Sun, and it came out in the year 2000. Everybody told me that I was insane when I said that reptilians are all around us and that our souls are way more valuable than we realize, and that all of the elites, celebrities, people that run the world are shape-shifting reptilians. That's why David says there are lizards in king's palaces. And now everyone's freaking out because that lady posted a video from her thermal camera where she went to Buckingham Palace and the guards don't have heat signatures, at all. They don't show up. All of the people show up, the guards don't show up at all, and TikTok keeps taking the video down.
Is it true that the Hollywood elite and world leaders are reptilians? Where else are we seeing proof that the truth is out there?
So we keep seeing the Draconians and the Epstein files, and no human would want to eat a baby. We're empathic, we're community, we stick together. If someone falls down, you help them up. So the fact that these people are doing it, and they're so quiet right now. I haven't heard Taylor Swift or Billie Eilish's stupid bottom say anything, right? Because you want the illegal migration because it feeds you. I might be wrong, but I feel it. After all the files came out, they are eating kids. And that could be your kid that could come up missing. You know what I mean? That's terrible.
I can feel it too. And I truly believe in my heart that if you look to Jesus and inside yours, we all might take this issue a little more seriously. Okay, that was truly disturbing, but really hit home. We could see the favorite leader standing beside he who shall not be named in that clip. I feel like Mr. Rooney on Ferris Bueller's Day Off when I say to people who may be non-believers, 1,000,000 times. The fave leader's name was in those files. 1,000,000 times.
The protesters chanted anti-war slogans.
So prepare yourself for a truly unnerving viewing experience as we look at creepy reptilians that got caught on camera. During an event, Donald Trump's eye seemed to shift. The lens changed completely as he blinked, almost like it morphed in real time. On another day, his entire face appeared to shift for a brief second before snapping back to normal. The next one is even more shocking. Here, his pupil looked vertical, just like a reptilian's eye. If these clips were real, and he truly had the ability to shapeshift, then could it mean that the ones leading us are not human at all? Reptilian in red. In this unsettling clip recorded at a recent political event, Congresswoman Sherry Biggs, also a lieutenant colonel in the Air National Guard, was caught on camera in a way that immediately freaked people out. If you watch closely, her pupils shift into vertical slits, and they turn yellow in color exactly like a reptile or lizard to be more specific. Everyone else around her looked normal, so it clearly was not a glitch. Even after running it through AI detection softwares, the results all said, this footage is authentic, no AI found was found. When she gets close to Trump and smiles, her nose becomes longer, and her chin becomes sharper, like she is becoming more and more reptilian. Her eyes look reptilian, and it's beyond creepy. Tongue flick. A short clip of American politician Maxine Waters recently went viral, but not for anything political. What people kept replaying was a tiny moment during a speech where something about her expression looked strange. As she was talking, viewers noticed the way her tongue moved across her lips, and the motion immediately caught attention. Slowed down, it almost resembled the quick flick of a snake's tongue. It looked like a reptilian trait slipping through for a split second before the disguise corrected itself. Reptilian glitch.
That'll be the motion to give the answer.
This religious preacher was giving a sermon when something totally bizarre happened to him. Just a few minutes into the video, his head changed forms, causing him to look distorted and otherworldly. His face was replaced by something reptilian that was green in color and a lizard face. It happened again. This time, the reptilian face was more visible. Viewers were shocked to see it. Similar glitches do not happen twice in a row.
We'll ask you if you delivered the message.
Live reptilian eye. During a live segment on the Australian morning show Sunrise, Miriam Haley was speaking about a serious topic when something odd appeared to happen with her eye. In the middle of a sentence, her right eye seemed to shift in a way that didn't look like a normal blink. The eyelid moved sideways for a moment, almost like the eye briefly changed shape before returning to normal. It happened quickly, but slowing the footage down makes the moment easier to see. Why is it almost always the eyes? And why does this keep happening during live TV?
Could they be cloaked in front of us all these years, and we cannot see what we are truly interacting with on a daily basis? How many years has this been happening?
The reptilian type of race and then a humanoid type of race. They must have been fighting with each other. Is this the fall? Is this like the dark angels and the good angels? Or can we equate that, or is that going too far?
No, not at all. Not at all. There are very adequate historical records of this, and I think what's been overlooked the most perhaps is the Hindu Vedas, where there are names for reptilians. They're called Rakshasas. They're also colloquially, like, slang, they're called snakes. But then you say, well, wait a minute, these are not snakes. They're people who look like snakes. They have names. They have very strange kind of evil sounding names. And they are in these Hindu scriptures having a very intense war with other beings, which range from, you look at the Hindu art, some of these people look like human beings, but they're really a very deep blue color on their skin. And people say, oh yeah, look at those Hindu paintings. Isn't that funny? Ha ha ha. No. That's what they look like.
So it seems they may have been here a long, long time. These next two clips take a very deep dive into the reptilian race as a whole.
The Cabal are mostly reptilian group from Orion. They have a one-minded agenda. These are a very destructive race. They have completely cut themselves from God's source, and their doctrine teaches that they are the superior species of this universe, and everybody else is their subject or their subservient. They have exalted themselves as the gods of this universe, and the way they have become these dark overlord gods is through technology. They can capture the soul and put the same soul with the same memories in an identical body. So they just come back. They keep coming back through technology. They don't have God's love within their system. And anything that survives in this universal matrix needs God's love. So how do they siphon God's love? They treat all other civilizations like their food source. Their favorite food source is humans. They have this ancient hatred against us. They consider humans their biggest threat. So if they see a potential threat, they want to destroy it first. What these Orions do is they feed off human blood.
And what they have done as a result is they have converted planet Earth to a human trafficking farm. We don't even realize how many babies, there's breeding farms to create human babies. They torture human beings. The more the torture, the more the adrenaline, and it creates a very, very potent substance that these reptilians drink. Basically what happens is they've converted Earth into a loosh farm. Millions of babies are bred in all these human farms and all of that. They tortured, killed, and then there's no records of any of this. So there's a lot of corruption.
And if you want to look this up, a few years ago, this guy called John of God, he was arrested for child trafficking. And he was pretending to be like this very high healer of God who could cure cancer. And he used to have lineups outside of his house. And when they raided his house, they uncovered a human farm. He had so many victims of human trafficking there who were just tied up and producing babies. Like, I know this is horrible stuff, but at the same time, the truth is going to come out, and this is probably going to soften the blow for you.
They had converted Earth to a frequency-controlled prison where humans are numbed down by this, you know what I'm talking about, but the toxins in our food, the chemtrails in our sky.
You can even catch etheric implants through your media, through your video games, through your electronic devices, and through your TV devices. The CIA has patents for mind control through technology that they've put in every single electronic device that you can think of.
So their whole agenda is to convert this planet into a frequency-controlled prison. It's vibrating between the third dimension and the fourth dimension.
Then there are the most evil species we know in the universe, who are called the Draconian Reptilians, from the star system Draco. They appeared on Earth over 1 million years ago before the Syrians, but after the Lyrans. They are scaly lizard-face aliens with muscular humanoid bodies who are at heights around 12-14 feet. If we had to pick out one particular race in the cosmos and call them the bad guys, or even a biblical Satan, it would definitely be this species. They feed off low frequencies, fear, blood and death. Being one of the most ancient of species in the universe, they believe they have dominion over all beings on every planet. They are also natural-born shapeshifters and can shapeshift into anyone. Their lifespans stretch to 25,000, 50,000 years. Heavily built, these reptilians are said to be a violent race whose culture is based heavily on war. 400,000 years ago, they were driven off planet or underground by the Anunnaki Syrians and Lyrans, where they are said to still reside today in a network of complex underground tunnels, channeling humans from lower astral demonic frequencies. They have been permanently on Terra, also known as Earth, for over 15,000 years, and sporadically for much longer. They have colonized over 500 planets by means of infiltration through governments and other leadership positions, and have a presence on thousands of planets. They feed off all mammal species and consume live flesh blood, and both sources of nourishment are, in fact, intrinsically linked. It is easy to understand when you consider that flesh and blood have low etheric frequency, especially when imbued with the vibration of fear and pain experienced at death. There is also a very strong reason why they do not want to let go of the ownership of Earth, also known as Terra, adrenochrome, a substance produced on Earth by children submitted to extreme pain and fear, and more valuable to reptilians than anything else in the universe. This highly prized drug, excreted from the human body through a needle that you place in the left eye or back in a vertebra of the spine, gives them a kick. It helps their body cells regenerate and also benefits in the shape-shifting process, which lasts longer. This is the main reason why Terran Earth abductees are trafficked by extraterrestrial reptilians disguised as organized crime societies such as corrupt governments and cartels. This is the main reason why Earth abductees never return, especially children being used as food or slaves. They also abduct female beings on a large scale in order to create hybrid offspring to be sent away to other colonized planets, or otherwise, these offspring become powerful members, infiltrated in the main leading societies.
I know you can see the divergence in time. What did Q do in the past? I communicate with a lot of different beings, reptilians. They feed off of energy. The reptilian chief said humanity is suffering. They're having a lot of issues, but so is my species. Originally, there were a lot of priests and priestesses that would open portals of light, and then these beings would feed. They're starving because these portals have been closed up since a long time ago, and they're having to feed off of humanity.
So there you have it. All you need to know to soften the blow come disclosure day. But when will the general public know about this information? Perhaps it is sooner than we all think.
Once I tell you why she's dressed like literal intestines, you're going to lose your absolute mind. And spoiler, it has to do with the end. So let's start with all the headlines. Trust me, it's worth the wait. We have all these pastors meeting, being briefed by the government to warn their congregation about these aliens. If you've been here, I've warned of this moment for 2 years now. So speaking of this Met Gala, first we have Katy Perry, who is obviously trying to show herself as an alien, right? Opening, closing the mask, and of course the 6 fingers, of course a connection with the Nephilim. Now, just like the 33rd Olympics showed the Last Supper, but it was Apollo sitting in that seat that Jesus was in. Get it? Apollo's arch. But also we had that golden praying mantis that always showed up with the gray aliens and the hieroglyphs. Okay, now why is Cardi B dressed up like human intestines? Don't freak out on me. Completely unrelated. You remember when I made that video on YT talking about the human harvest that came from an insider? That, you know, we're going to be invaded, attacked by greys and a harvest? Yeah, it's rough. Long story short, it's totally not about harvesting humanity. And if you want to see the long version of things I can't really talk about anywhere else, you can go right here. It's up right now. It's the most recent video on YT. Search Real Moon Henry in the search bar. Of course, don't fear. We have the one name that stops them, and that's Jesus.
Shoutouts to Real Moon Henry. Please subscribe to his YouTube channel. What can you do to battle these mind-controlling, soul-stealing aliens that might be ruling over us right now?
The Reptilian Empire, which is very large, and it consists of approximately 21 star systems in this part of the galaxy that they have taken over. And when they take over a planet, they usually turn the inhabitants into slaves. Not direct slaves, but indirect slaves, because they want them to continue to be productive. And we were just going to be part of that empire.
Would you say that we are currently under the control of reptilians?
I think so. They control the media, they control the banks, they control the educational system, they control religion. What's left?
So what is the actual process towards awakening that humans can achieve? How do we kick our rulers aside and activate our own potential?
The main advantage that we have is our consciousness. According to an alien by the name of Kyla, who came here from the Procyon system, well, we have the ability to reach into the higher dimensions. The reptilians do not have that ability. That's why they try and keep us dumbed down. If we could raise our consciousness, not very much really, to the point where we see what they're all about and understand what it's all about, the game is over. Mm-hmm. They can't win here.
A little knowledge and wisdom and faith in Jesus is what we all need to battle these beings. Faith is all you need in love for each other.
They want to find out about the UFOs and anything having to do with UFO or related material, and we're going to be releasing a lot of things.
With that said, we are going to end this episode, fellow foilers. I know the next 2 years are going to change a lot in our world, and I hope these videos will inform you about what is really happening behind the curtain. Until next time, fellow foilers, stay cool and be nice to your neighbor, eh?